I am to report I have witnessed today. This is 5:02 p.m. I have a set time for when I put this up. In fear of my life, I have been trapped in my room. I've only been able to leave once this morning around 5:30 a.m. to go to the bathroom. I have been trapped in my room in fear of my life again, which is what I put in written statement. It's 90% of the time it is too dangerous to leave this room. I am still trapped in here. I have not been able to bathe. This is day 3. It is too dangerous. When I come out, multiple terrorists enter from cubby holes, as I have made completely and totally clear, and begin stalking me, or I witness murders. And 90% of the time when I come out, there's a dead body exhuming, or everything else that I have testified to. I will come out of this room regardless, but I do not come out when it's too dangerous. And for multiple months, it has been to the point of too dangerous for me to leave my room. I need to make a correction. This is day 2, not 3. Day 2, to be clear. I must be correct on these statements. I cannot take a bath. It is way too dangerous. I have witnessed the Yellow House, the Albanian mob house, and this ISIS terror cell 1509, all working together within seconds. So coordinated, it's jaw-dropping to get me to film them. It's so obvious, it's jaw-dropping. Multiple upon multiple attempts have been made by the violent terrorists that link directly to Vladimir Putin from the Yellow House. I cannot whatsoever talk about the 2 terrorists that live in the Yellow House. It is way too dangerous for me because of how connected they are to the New York State organized crime, the police in the New York State, and straight to Vladimir Putin. I do not have to do that. There are agents that can do that for me, and they are. This house, by no doubt, has had and host for years multiple violent Middle Eastern terrorists who cut up and chop off heads routinely. The blood and guts that takes place in this house has done traumatic psychological damage to me, that of which I will fully recover. But I am still, as a Middle Eastern terrorist cell would do, being held hostage in here and unable to talk about anything in fear of my life or leave my room. The desperation these terrorists in 1507 and 1509 and the Albanian mob house have clearly displayed through behavior, the desperation to go on YouTube and to be filmed is so prominent that it has to be put into my report. To be clear in analogy, the desperation on the part of the Albanian mob to go onto the camera is, I got to plug both of my ears in order to do this and lean forward very miserably into the phone in order to hold any train of thought in Washington, D.C. Let me continue. The desperation of the Albanian mob is when it started yesterday to go onto the video camera and to be filmed and put on YouTube was so amazing that what they were doing was nothing short of banging on sticks as loud as they could for 5 minutes at a time and shouting in the air. This is an analogy, but that is the behavior they are carrying out multiple times a day and night in their backyards. I don't have to describe what they're doing. They are under full surveillance. I do not have to, and nor can I, talk one word about what the literal, bona fide, verified military helicopters are doing and the military bona fide agents are doing. They make arrests here. This neighborhood can go ahead and stroll past and tell anyone they like that they didn't see or hear that all day if they want to. It doesn't change the fact that it's happening. Period. End of discussion. I was emotionally horrified by witnessing that with my fellow Americans, but I've come to terms with it that that is what they will say and do and actions they will take until the city and martial law and all the above, okay? They're going to pretend there is no such thing as an ISIS active terrorist cell that I am trapped in. And they're going to insist that I'm imagining everything, and so are these military men and women who are practically landing on the roof multiple times. Very well then. Keep walking past the house. That's all I have to say. I have to come to terms with it and let it go. So this started yesterday. The performance theater jaw dropping by murderers and killers who are protected by the city of Washington to this very day. Jaw dropping spectacles. Nothing less than the definition of spectacle. Loud as, I just can't even recall a word. Loud. On and on and on. Each one in the backyard. The 1507 ISIS terror cell does not go in the backyard. They will start up in the house, doing multiple different jaw-dropping acts of terrorism. And then within minutes, one will be in the backyards, either the Albanian mob or the 1507 straight shot to Vladimir Putin Yellow House. This is serious fucking terrorists here, and these are really big arrests. I'm not making the arrest. This has been going for over 24 hours. The performance and desperation on the parts of these criminals to go on the internet. It's clear desperation. I am to report the murder room where there's been no argument, jaw-dropping amount of murders carried out over the course of, since they started this terror cell, set it up, at least 2 years. The agents, this is their job, not mine as a victim of terrorism. They keep the body count. They have the equipment and the expertise to be doing that, and I have the common sense to know that, so I don't try to run around more scared than I already am, keeping a body count every fucking murder I witness, okay? But I've heard a lot of women being killed in here, and yes, I have wondered why the women, I hear them whimpering, or they're surprised and they make a big hoot sound before they are killed. I don't hear the men. I can't say I've ever heard a guy, but I know I've heard men killed because of the thundering, rolling, just everything. I've described it. I don't have to recap this at the moment. When the male body is just shot down with something here. So I have to gather they're using weapons on men for sure, but they're doing more hands-on assassinations of the women. It's really fucking violent and evil what happened in 1509 S Street Northwest. Okay, these civilians are fully aware of it, and they can pretend all they like that this is not happening. I have come to terms with their behavior. So today there was so much violent bashing and house shaking that went on sporadically from the hours of about 1 to 4, but it has stopped, so it's 5 now, that I need to report it. It was jaw-dropping. Your eyes pop out of your head, and all these things you would do to react. You're like just staring, going on my, and you're saying, oh my God, and you're collecting yourself, trying to think what, all this stuff, exactly, all this stuff, these things are, you're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Right, so this sort of frightening and horrifying violence is going on upstairs. I don't believe it's murders, but I'm not going to sit here and tell the agents that it is or that it isn't. This is not my place to do that. I am to report I heard it. And with that, multiple times throughout the course of 1 to 4 p.m., it was sporadic, but more than once, the TV would go on out of nowhere at the max volume with the stereo equipment hooked up like that and stay on for 15 minutes and then go off. And that's been going since 5:30 a.m. Since I woke up, and I had my door open and I could hear that. I can hear that when that shop, the ISIS terror cell shop goes on. My survival instincts, everything. I wake up when that TV goes on, man. And when that toilet flushes. I'm aware. It is all fucking homicide and death here, dude. I'm aware. So the TV really started up when I woke up, which backs up. A lot of this, not solely, it's not the point, but it's part of the motive is to get me to film them and go online with it. But it's not the only reason what they're carrying out this massive, loud, and frightening violence upstairs. Just crashing doors. You'd think they were taking the door and ripping it off the hinge and slamming it, and my fucking God, crashing the walls down, and you are serious? Yes, I am. And that's been sporadic through the hours of 1 through 4. Just what the fuck is going on upstairs on floor fucking 3, dude? And then when that happens, the TV, like I said, the TV has been going on and off like that at the stereo volume and all that, blasting into the bathroom, blasting, everybody can do a pop quiz with that now. The TV has been going on like that for since 5:30. The toilet has been systematically flushing at least every half hour, and sporadic noises with that. Whenever there's a terrorist up there managing the dead bodies, I have to figure, and certainly the chemical weapons, sporadically, they'll just make insane noise. Okay, and I'm not going to tell the agents why that is. I'm just going to say I witnessed it. The washing machine has been directly working with the toilet again, like I have reported for years. Today, and since I reported the female using it, has been really big with the chemical weapons and the washing machine. It's full speed ahead. And as a witness to this TerraCell, it's not always operating like that. But I need to report to the agents who know about these chemical weapons they make in here, because everybody knows they're doing it, that the machine downstairs, the water system, is full speed ahead. May I repeat, that washing machine has hardly stopped being turned on. It's like always in a cycle, washing and washing and washing. Oh, I'm not kidding. And I don't have to tell the agents this. Doing a lot of laundry down there, almost like a public laundromat. Yes, sir. Just washing and washing and washing. There's terrorists that go in systematically on a schedule into that kitchen and go under the floors during all this last almost 48 hours. Now, I'm not at liberty to hardly talk about anything else. I was green lighted to say what I just said here. I'm not at liberty to hardly talk about anything else. Okay, not hardly anything. And if I put, no, I'm saying it wrong because I'm traumatized. The things I've put on the internet the last multiple months are only maybe if 40, not even, I mean, I can't guarantee it's even 40% of the violent terrorist actions and murders I have witnessed in here. What you have heard me consistently say is, I am afraid to leave my room for fear of my life. You're damn fucking right, and I have a solid reason for that. And I can't talk in fear of my life because this is really fucking serious in here. Okay, that's what you've heard me say, and that is why. I do not have to. The caliber and skill level of the military bona fide agents, they'll give you their title of what department. I don't even have to do that. I do not have to start doing that. Now we're up to 17 minutes. I need to get this onto YouTube, and my YouTube and all my stuff is so brutally hacked that I'm upset about that. So, okay, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to go. I know that I really can't talk about much else anyways. It's too bad because my memory recall, I don't have amnesia. When I have to make statements, because I'm pretty sure, I mean, I have my moments where I really wonder, but I have to be realistic. And there's a lot of indicators that this TerraCell will more than likely be busted while I'm here. Definitely with the fact that I'm in such abject poverty, which is forced and intentional. Absolutely nobody will even come to help me in a TerraCell, nor give me any employment ever. It was horrifying what I survived in the United States of America for 5 fucking straight years. They absolutely and utterly destroyed my life. They left me in extreme poverty in a violent TerraCell, unable to call law enforcement. All right, we are clear on that. Good. So I do believe within the time I can struggle and save money to leave here, I will see a raid, but it's going to be more than a raid. It's going to be some actions they take on the entire city because they have to. Like I was trying to express the other day with the police and fire and all the city officials and so on and so forth. This is not for me. This is for the agents and these departments that are up for the job. Okay, I have a set time when I'm putting this up because of my loss of memory, which I don't have amnesia. When they want to get statements from me, no problem. I just can't remember everything right off the top of my head like I used to be able to do. It's because I'm constantly terrified in here, and we know that's why. I don't need to say it all the time. There's definitely other things I've witnessed, but the top ones is the the house smelled every time I went out, the little times I could go out, of exhuming bodies. So they have a factory of exhuming bodies. Now, the fact that I didn't put that on my first list is because it's like standard here, and this is such an atrocious, violent, heinous murder residence where it's occurring regularly, that this is one of the very biggest things besides the bombs that these agents are fully aware of. So I don't need to exactly report it. It's almost like routine and a given, and I have lots of vocabulary to explain anymore of what I'm trying to say. But the bashing and the hours of the sporadic violence and the performances being carried out in the backyards by these straight up protected terrorists is actually overriding the importance of what I witnessed on this report. Okay, that's the best I can do. Have a good day. Bye.